All right, guys. Um, welcome back. We got another weekly update today, and we'll talk through some planning again. I think overview of what we've done and a little bit of a look forward to see what we're going to do for the next week. So, welcome back. Welcome back. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much for coming back again for a second week. This is a second little update on what we're trying to do in this cycle. Um, and today I thought I'd do a little bit of a review on how the sessions went last week, and then another uh, segment on planning for next week and how we're going to try and move things forwards. Um, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and the like button and all those other things that are floating around there. Um, if you have joined the Patreon page, um, I am truly thankful for the support that you guys have given me. And if you're not already, then don't shy away from the Discord channel, which is down below. It's a very small but growing community where we share ideas about swim sets and just swimming in general. And we can try and learn from each other and learn about how we put things together in the future of our sport. So feel free to jump on that. I'll put the link down below and come in and join the conversation. All right, so what I thought we'd do today is do a little bit differently. I don't know, I always throw Danielle's dashboard up there because it's the most complete one. It's the person that I've got the most data on going back historically. But today I thought I'd do this a little differently. So this is Ella. Ella is 17 and has a focus on the 200 free with the drop down to the 1 for relays and occasionally going up to swim the 400. She's new in the program from September, late August, September. And this is her dashboard. So if we run through what I plan is when I'm looking at next week, how that relates to the week we've just finished, what she looks like in the water, and what the volumes and the little graphs are telling me about the stuff that she's been doing this last week. So on the volume side, we can see the volume has gone up. I think it was just short of 40k this week. 37 and a half, somewhere about there, and the goal is for next week that's going to go up to 42 and a half. So it's around a 10 to 15% increase in volume. Her monotony scores are fine in the top of the middle graph, and her load has gone up, so there's no red lines in that little monotony, so I don't have any real concerns. Her trim scores for today and yesterday at the right hand side there are about the same as they usually are, so moderate loading across the session, which is nice. And I have already put the plan in for her for the week. So at the bottom in the blue graph you can see that the plan is around a 17% increase in loading from this week. Okay, now when it comes to putting that plan together, I look at a few different things. I make sure that we're never more than 15 to 20% higher than we normally were the week before, or conversely lower than we were the week before. I look at her acute to critical training load ratios, and we can see it's 1. The ratio is 1. We're just about bang on. Her rolling average is slightly tending towards the red, and but that's all right. I'm not going to stress too much about that. The volumes are going up, so that's what we would expect. All right. The wellness on the other side of the page is firmly in the green, but on the second dial you can see it's starting to trend towards that yellow zone. So this second little graph there, and again, that's nothing that I'm going to lose any sleep over. It's perfectly normal, perfectly acceptable as we start to move through through the training that we will get more tired, we will get more sore, we will get more fatigued. That's perfectly acceptable. As you can see here, her overall wellness scores average the last 7 days are a little lower than the average for the previous 30 days and are a little bit higher than the overall total average, which is about what I would expect. Okay, the only one in there that's causing me any red flags, which it's not really a red flag, is her stress. We got to keep an eye on her stress, and that's probably to do with COVID. It's probably to do with exams being cancelled this year. It's probably not a swimming thing, but it's just something to keep an eye on. It's starting to trend a little bit more towards a red. The Z scores across the bottom, a built-in feature in Excel. It's just an ecumenical, and it's just a weighted average. It's not ecumenical in any way. It's just random words. That's just word salad now. It's just a weighted average, okay, based on her, and it's all tending to the green. So we don't have any real issues around the loading and the stresses we're putting on Ella's body. So we can go ahead and put together the plan that we want to put together, which is nice. So I talked you through this last time. If you haven't checked it out, check the video. And how it calculates load across the week. It's very, very simple. It's perceived rate of exertion, anticipated perceived rate of exertion, and time at task. And it works it out across the week to give us an overall score per session and a weekly score. Now, Ella only has one gym session a week scheduled. She tends to do one or two other little bits and pieces around core during the week, which we mark but we don't plan. So there's no stress on it. They're additional. And as I said, this is the group that is focused on the 200. So Connor, Evan, and Ella at the moment. And by and large, it'll be the majority of our group when we get everybody back in the water. And they have 3 key sets in the week. And what we do is we put them in there, all aerobic capacity focused at the moment. And we tend to write those sets, or I tend to write those sets so that as we move through these first 3 or 4 weeks, we build the intensity through it. All right, so the key sets for us for this group this week, we got Wednesday afternoon, and the plan on Wednesday afternoon will probably be 3100s, and we'll probably alternate between pink or heart rate 30 to 40 beats below max on freestyle, and tending more towards VO2 max or threshold heart rate around 20 beats below max, maybe 20 to 30 beats below max on number 1, and we'll do blocks on number 1 and blocks on freestyle. Okay, now the way I put these things together is that I don't want to then stress that energy system for maybe 24, 25 hours. So I'm not going to run the same energy system on Thursday. So on Thursday they come in, the aerobic stuff they'll do will be quite low intensity, and then we'll push a little bit of aerobic power, but it'll be probably as a descending set before we come in on Friday to go back to our key set again. The key set on Friday is aerobic capacity again. I haven't decided what we're going to do with that set just yet, but it'll be another key set. So we'll be pushing the aerobic capacity up towards threshold if we want to use that terminology. Zone 5, zone 4, if you want to use that terminology, I guess. It just depends what you want to use. It's aerobic capacity, all right, and we'll be pushing heart rate up to around 20 to 30 beats below max again. Saturday morning is a different sort of set. We're thinking of doing a lactate tolerance, lactate production set, but again, I can change that because the key set is Friday. Sunday we have the day off, and then when we come in on Monday, we've got our third key set of the week. Now the third key set is aerobic capacity again, and the plan there is to go 24 100s, 18 of them all on number 1, 18 of them on 130, holding heart rate 30 to 40 beats below max, and then the last 6 will push the intensity up again towards that VO2 max. All right, before we come in then Monday night, do a little bit of descending work, and then on Tuesday we come in and we go a little bit easier, still aerobic capacity, a little bit more regeneration work, and that starts our next week. All right, so that's the plan. It gives us an overall training load of around 4,970, but that's just a number. As we saw from the last page, that's around a 17% increase on what we did this week, and that's sort of what we're looking for. Okay, now I do the exact same thing with the other half of the group, with everybody in that group, and we tailor their training around what we see in the pool and what their self-reporting tells us. If we look at Danielle, you can see her self-reporting it looks a little bit different than Ella's did. Another week back in the gym, 3 gym sessions a week, so soreness is a little bit higher, Sleep is where it always is. Overall, her wellness scores are trending a little bit towards more orange, but that's sort of normal for Danielle. If you look across the Z scores at the bottom, there's really only soreness and mood. The mood is a direct reflection, I would say, of the soreness, but they're the only ones that are anything other than green. So we don't have too much of an issue, so we can go ahead and we can plan the week as we would always intend to plan it, and that's good. All right. So if we again go to her dashboard and we look and we see, um, volume has gone up a little bit this week. Now it's not quite as high as um, the other half of the group. We're on about 32K, but we're looking to build that next week up to somewhere around 37, and then the following week it'll go up to 40. Loading over the last week or so, we have gone up again, and we always tend to go up. That's always the plan, to build every week. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So the plan is always to build our loading every week. And for Danielle, it's a focus on the 50 free 100 back. Okay. So when we plan next week, we look to put in another 18, I think it is, percent increase on loading on last week. All right, volume will go up a little bit. Time in the water has gone up as well. So we're up to 2 hour sessions again, thankfully. So thank you very much, Bangor, Aurora, and Swim Ulster for sorting that out. But a gradual increase in load, nothing shocked the system too much. So her weekly load, our weekly plan, looks a little bit like this. So Danielle has 3 gym sessions, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They're usually around 90 minutes, and the perceived rate of exertion is usually around 7. Okay, now for Danielle, we have key sets in this week that ordinarily I wouldn't put together, but for this specific purpose, I'm grouping them in little groups. So Wednesday, the key set on Wednesday is an anaerobic capacity set. So for our anaerobic capacity, I think about it as stroke rate training, and we try to push the rates up towards racing rates and beyond if possible. Just while I'm on that, I have a real struggle writing anaerobic capacity sets in a long course pool. My brain can't get it right. So if you have any ideas, comment below about some quality anaerobic capacity sets, or join the Discord and have a conversation over there. But if you have any ideas, feel free to comment, because I really struggle writing anaerobic capacity in a long course pool. Then we go straight into Thursday morning. On Thursday morning, we increase the intensity. We go anaerobic power. Okay, the thinking is moving from heats to semi-final. And then on Thursday night, we go to third block. We go aerobic power. So we go race pace double session on Thursday. The thinking is that we move from heats to semis to finals, and we're just trying to increase the intensity a little bit each time. Sets aren't particularly long, maybe 15, 20 minutes, maybe push it up to 25 minutes if we think we can. And that's a block. I think of that as one block of training. Then when we come in on Friday, we go aerobic capacity. Nice and easy. Perceived rate of exertion, 4 and 5. Lots of recovery. And then this week on Saturday, we have that max heart rate test set. So it's going to be sort of anaerobic power again, but again, very, very short. Sunday's a day off. So we get a block of time off from Saturday morning all the way through until Sunday. Then we come in our last key set on Monday is going to be anaerobic power again, and it's back short. Probably the longest anaerobic power set of the week. It'll be 30 minutes, and we'll do it in the afternoon. The morning set is aerobic capacity. The morning set for Danielle and Ben will be 8 200s, and we'll do them on 3 minutes, and it'll be 20 to 30 beats below max. So it's a good block of aerobic capacity work. On a Monday night, what I'm doing on Monday nights, you may have seen the video, is we're gonna use the drag socks and the bands, and we're going to do a little bit of power kicking. So that anaerobic power set, it's 30 minutes, but it's all kick. Working on the underwater, working on the breakout speed, and we're just going to focus on that as a key element for this cycle. Then Tuesday is a recovery session, and we're we're looking to go up over 6,000. Her number for the week is around 6,000, which is around a 17 to 18% increase in loading. So that's the plan for the week coming. Okay, we'll see how it goes. All right, thank you very much again for watching. It's been another episode of What Are We Doing? Done and dusted. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to comment and hit the like button and share. I'm seriously, join the Discord. If you have any ideas around set design that you want to share in there, and we can all learn from each other. It'll be great to see you over there. It's a very small but a growing community. So yeah, thank you very much. And if you're not already a member of Patreon and you would like to join that Patreon group, I post a little daily update in there for Patreon members. No pressure if you don't want to. These videos on YouTube are free. But I post a little daily update on how they think the sessions have gone. So if you find that sort of stuff interesting, head on over. I'll put all the links below. And thank you very much once again. Stay safe.